Awesome.
On the other one.
All right, well, we are back on the air. Sorry about that. I accidentally punched the wrong button. Cut off Stone Rift Part 2, and now we're for Part 3.
That was a nice part of you, Carol, because you know we're going to die to this stone golem. So you're like, I'm just going to end this so they don't get killed.
I know. I was trying to pull the curtain over your untimely demises, but
I appreciate
you insisted
that.
on playing it out, so here we are. I've got to get it back for, lose it. Yes, getting killed in the Iskloft games, right? The one I played, the one I haven't yet?
Exactly. Perfect.
All right, so at any rate, the stone golem attacked John Givens and missed. And so the next one is Jorg. Jorg, you've got a chance to take a piece of him. What are you going to do?
So Jorg is going to hold up his staff and just make this like kind of deep rumbling sound in his chest and shove the end of his staff towards, and he's not, right in front of the thing, but he's back a ways. Shove the end of his staff towards the golem, and his voice is going to go, he's going to start to like yell, but it goes from this yell to this like loud rolling wave of just pure sound that crashes into the golem. And casting Thunder Wave. Which,
Is that going to hit any of your teammates?
Yes, but I have, what is it called? Somewhere. I have a thing. It's part of my arcane tradition for evocation. Which I did look it up real quick. Essentially, it helps John, who's the only person between me and him, not get hurt.
I'm not going to be killed by the monsters. I'm going to be killed by my own party members. apparently my jokes have suddenly gone too far.
Apparently.
Let's see here. Sculpt spells. Let's see. When you cast an evocation spell that affects other creatures that you can see, you can choose a number of them equal to 1 plus the spell's level. The chosen creatures automatically succeed on their saving throws against the spells, and they would take no damage if they would normally take half damage on a successful save.
Okay.
So you don't even have to roll.
No, he doesn't even have to roll. He's just...
So on a successful save, you take no damage, obviously.
All right. He's okay then.
But, yeah, Thunder Wave. It's a 15 spell save DC, Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Just a second. He fails it.
All right, so he takes 9 points of damage.
Nice.
And thunder damage, and is pushed 10 feet away.
Hard to imagine that being so powerful it can push that big, heavy monster of a thing back, isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't make any mention of size, so he gets pushed.
No. Semantic.
Are there any unsecured objects in the hallway?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
Is he weak to thunder since he's made out of stone, or?
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. He is resistant to thunder, so he gets half damage.
Resistant to thunder?
Yep.
He's a...
Just because of what he is.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense.
He's made out of lightning.
All right, so he only takes 5 damage, but he gets pushed 10 feet back.
All right. I'll fix that. 50. All right. And after Jorg, this roll of thunder, the next one is John Givens.
John Givens, he doesn't really think his swords are going to do any damage to it, but he's going to try to do it. Actually, can he try to hide like behind, this case, Fergus, because he's 4 feet wide and 4 feet tall? He's going to have crouched down. He's going.
Don't you get sneak attack? No, you don't.
He gets sneak attack bonus if one of the party members are within 5 feet of the foe.
Right. But nobody
I
uses
don't
this
think he
attack.
can really hide. He's right there. This thing's seen him. He was right out in front.
Then he's just gonna go. Actually, he's gonna drink his.
Oh, and nobody would be within 5 feet because he could push him back 10 feet.
He's gonna drink his healing potion and back up. So
Okay, well, you don't have to worry about attack of opportunity. That works.
oh sweet, 8 points of damage.
8 points of healing damage. All right, well, that'll help you last another round. All right, I guess the real Fergus is next.
What size are they considered, these golems?
Actually, they're considered a large construct.
Okay. I'd like to pull out my hamster.
Oh, yeah.
At first, I'm going to look at him and say, "Stay!" And I can still see him lumbering towards me, so I'm
Yes,
just
you're
like,
still gonna see
hell with
lumbering
it.
towards you.
And I just
Got that.
sweep it under him, and I try to use the hamstringer as it's intended to attempt to knock it prone.
Okay.
So that is a total of a 23 to hit.
That will hit.
Well, actually, this is an athletics attack, so my
Okay.
apologies. Still a 23.
Right.
So it's my roll
Okay.
against their opposed to try
Okay.
to knock it prone.
Oh, he got a total of 22.
Ooh.
You
So
got
I would
luckier than
imagine
that.
I would imagine that as I went to rake him, the thing kind of stood firm, and I was like, "Ha ha!" And I just kind of leaned into it and just yanked harder, and actually got him to slip on a loose chunk of stone under his foot, and the thing just kind of like fell backward, and then I look over at one arm and I say, "Smash!"
All right, one arm is going to lumber up, and we will see what he smashes. Oh, yeah. One arm is going to hit him. Did you just roll damage? Or you rolled
that's
the...
fine.
That's right, you
Yeah.
should roll the attack.
That's okay.
We'll take my roll, I guess. Next time I'll
Okay.
let you roll. And he hits him. Maybe 11 points of damage. He gets a pretty good whack on him. Sorry about that. I sort of forgot that you were running him.
That's okay.
I got excited.
We're rolling with it.
Yes, yes. You guys are actually doing a little bit of damage to him. Okay. Pringle. You're up.
Okay. So Pringle is going to look very sternly at this golem and say, "It's so sad. You were never hugged by your mother, and you're ugly and clumsy." And he's going to cast Vicious Mockery on it. So it has to make a DC 12 Wisdom save.
Now, if he ends up with the same scores as your attack, who
That
doesn't...
is a save.
Okay, because even with his -2, he ended up with 12.
Okay, so yeah. He's clearly not insulted by me.
Yes, yes. He just
Well, when you say the truth, I guess you can't be insulted.
I guess some people aren't insulted by the truth anyway.
So that is going to be his action, and for his move, he is going to about how far away from him is he, Carol?
He would have probably been at least 10 feet away the beginning of the turn, and the stone golem was pushed back 10 feet.
All right, so perfect. So he is going to move back another 20 feet. That's a little too close.
All right. And we are back to the top of initiative. And it is Monster Stone Golem.
How much damage should Fergus's golem do?
How much wood damage?
Yeah, did Fergus's golem do to it?
He did 11 points of damage to it. I guess Fergus's golem is what's right in front now too, isn't it? Everybody else is kind of backed up. Then he got, including the rogue stone golem. And he's going to attack Fergus's golem. And
Does he get knocked prone by the hamstringer?
oh, that's right. It's
Advantage.
what does he have to disadvantage for him, or does he have to get up, or what?
Get up.
He's got to get up.
Yeah, so he gets up, but that's what, half his movement?
That's his movement, or half of it, but he also provokes an attack of opportunity from the stone
From the stone golem?
next to him if he gets
And
up.
also Fergus as well.
And Fergus, since Fergus is there, I think, isn't he?
He's the one who.
Yeah, he moved up and hit him with the hamstringer.
Yeah, so he gets attacks of opportunity from both of them if he gets up.
Okay, I'm going to let you do all that, Dave.
Okay, so I'm going to do the hamstringer again. That is a total of 20 for.
That'll hit.
Well, that's athletics to try to ham.
Oh, that's right.
Basically, I'm trying to rake his feet out from underneath
Right,
me.
right. Well, it still takes him out.
All right, and I just smash.
There again, he's showing his talent for rolling one less than you do.
He said he's +9 to hit. The golem is.
Golem's +8, I think,
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a total of 24
for both of them.
for the golem to hit. Well, I rolled
Oh,
a total of
golem.
it.
How much
Yeah.
damage did you do? I missed that.
The hamstringer is basically an attack
Oh.
to knock him prone unless I
Okay.
used it as a two-handed weapon. So I knocked him
Okay.
prone again. And
I
then
got
the golem basically, let me roll at advantage because he's back on his ass.
Here you go.
But he got first roll was better, so I got a total of 24 to hit,
That's plenty.
and that is 11 points of damage.
I like your golem. Okay. He's actually starting to look a bit beat up. I'd say he might even be bloody, but I guess he's oily. And does that put us all the way back to Pringle again already?
No, it's my turn now.
Oh, okay. Why did I get this confused?
The golem was first. He rolled a 20 on his initiative. So it was Golem, York, John, Fergus, and the golem, and then Pringle. And Fergus and the golem just had their attack of opportunity because the golem tried to
That's
get him.
right. Okay.
So I'm going to charge up, hold my staff out again. I'm still holding my staff out after I knock the thing down the hallway. And then I'm going to charge up my staff and cast Magic Missile at the thing. And that lightning is going to kind of reach down my staff and then kind of turn into this sort of purple arcane energy and kind of start flicking out. These little streaks of popping, crackling arcane energy will zoom around Fergus.
Ball lightning, man.
I think of them more like little kind of long, sort of dart-shaped sparkly things. Anyway, they go kind of darting around Fergus and and our golem, and I cast it at level 2, so there's 4 of them for a total of 12 damage,
Nice.
or force damage. They pop into the thing.
Is that your turn then?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna keep my distance for now.
Alrighty. John Givens.
In this case, John will move up and swing both of his short swords at him. He's a little braver now that since he drank that potion of healing. If he had that bourbon, he would be really brave right now.
Oh,
A nat 20 on one and 10 on the other, but
Well, the one that's 10 won't hit, but what are you going to do with your nat 20 here?
oh.
Roll your damage, double it, and add your
yeah, in this case I have 2 points of damage.
well, add your bonus too.
This is my main hand. That's my
I
offhand.
should let him roll 2 different dice.
That's his offhand. So his
I can roll 2 different dice. Oh, 3 points of damage then. If I roll 2 different dice.
it's his offhand, so he doesn't get to add his damage bonus or bonus.
Oh,
Critical hit. Ting. Yeah.
Well, every bit counts. Sometimes that's enough to finish him off, but not this time.
Don't you get? Or, do you get sneak attack damage?
Oh, do I get sneak attack damage since
Yes,
I'm
you
right
do
next?
get sneak attack damage. Would you guys normally double that on a crit? Or no, you'd add that in, right? After.
Yeah. So in this
Yeah.
case,
9.
12 points of damage total, including my attack from earlier and sneak attack. So.
Okay. That's not so bad.
For a half elf.
Hey, don't insult the half.
Just
he's only allowed to insult you. You can't insult him. He's too good for that.
I think it's Fergus's turn.
All right. Didn't the monster go before? No.
No, that was the attack of opportunity that was confusing everybody, or at least me.
Yeah. All right. So since he has the hamstringer in his hands, he just takes the thing up and just basically does a scoop with it and goes for an attack. Unfortunately, he's used to 2 weapons, and with this, he only rolled a 7. So he kind of just whoops over, and it just sort of king off the black onyx golem, and he just son of a smash. And that's a total of 25 to hit
Wow.
for max damage of 16.
Well, all right. You can tell us how Smash smashes his the crazy golem.
So one arm, again, takes it, and he's just basically, this time he comes down, and it's one of the fissures, actually. It looks like the explosion kind of cracked him a little bit, and as such, it's right in the chest. And so as one arm comes down on the crack, you see it kind of, it doesn't look like much at first. He just sort of hits it. It bounces off. And then you see the chest just sort of crack and start to separate. And as it does so, this light that's within it, this lightning energy, just sort of, you see it kind of pulse for a second and just sort of dissipates as it sort of seeps out and just becomes nothing again. And it just looks to us like, well, it doesn't necessarily have a facial expression. So I just say, stay. Good job.
And yes, your stone golem companion just sort of stands there and waiting for the next command. But yes, you've looks like you've just defeated the rogue golem, and you realize looking at him, chances are that the goblins were able to open the gate may have had to do with aid from the stone golem that had gotten hit by a couple of blasts and was obviously off its normal function. So you think the gate's probably pretty safe for now. It's not too likely they would have gotten through without the help of this thing. So you're going to, you make your way out of the lower depths, and you're going to probably have to climb up the long way because the lift isn't working. But there is a way to climb out, and you climb out, and I'll read your final poem to you. Emerging from the depths, their mettle sorely tested, the burrow goblins quelled, the rogue golem bested. The heroes returned to the sound of celebration. The dwarves wasted no time in breaking out the libations. Come, share a drink, the dwarves called from the kegs, and though the heroes could barely drag their weary legs, they joined in the party and toasted to their health, as dwarves all around wished them stone, steel, and wealth. So here must end our most harrowing tale, filled with fire and goblins and a few mugs of ale. Our heroes were honored with blessings and coin, as none could outmatch this fellowship that was joined. So the city of Stone Rift stood a day more indeed, despite the goblins' destruction and the giant kind's greed. It is clear to us now that these brave heroes were destined to go down in history as true stone-forged legends. And that is the end of the actual game. And if anybody has an outro, anything they want to plug?
Yeah, I would imagine that Fergus actually approaches Dagrim and explains that One Arm actually needs to, he deserves to be refitted and put into a fine position, a better position than what he once was. For he served well in the crew and definitely deserves the appreciation of Stone Rift. And you may want to look into beefing up the Sentinel Gate. The old ones are getting sleepy on the job.
Dagrin, having been impressed by the performance of this crew, actually listens to you and slaps you on the shoulder. He said, I don't think the stone golem cares much, but by all means, if you do, we'll see what we can do for him. I think your suggestion with the stone gates is a good one. They'd best all be tested and refitted and make sure everything's going well. Yes.
Excellent.
Does anyone else have anything? Pringle? Or
well, of course, Pringle would be feverishly writing down everything before he forgets anything. And darn right, they're going to remember us because after he's done, we're going to be literally Stone Rift gods. Even John, because he's not a dwarf and all, but he's an honorary dwarf.
He's a lesser deity.
And Pringle would turn his beard yellow, as is right and proper. And like Pringle's new name would be Pringle Yellowbeard.
The Fergus.
The Fergus.
Yes. That'll be one of my aliases. That'll be my stage name. Like the band I'm going to start is going to be called The Fergus, and I'm Fergus.
Fergus of the Fergus. Fergus Yellowbeard.
George's going to go home and take a nap.
And John Givens is talking to who is like the
Daggum.
Dagrim. And as he walks away talking to him, there's a paper that falls out of his pouch or something that just falls down to the ground, and it has his face on it. And it says below his face, if anybody's looking at it, "Wanted, dead or alive, 500 gold pieces." And that's where we can end it for now. So.
I love that ending.
That's perfect.
You do a sequel.
So, Caroline.